Hello guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Today I'm super mega excited to share this storyline of Laura and Max on this very interesting movie that I finally got the opportunity to watch. But before we get into further details and discuss everything, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and please let me know your personal opinion down below in the comments because like I always say, your opinion does matter. So first we're gonna start off with, what the movie is about, what does it follow, what is its plot, and what does it represent. So I just wanna clarify real quick, like it's a German movie that actually was released in 2024. So yes, they do actually speak German. And if you guys want to watch it, I will highly recommend you to watch it with subtitle just in case you don't speak the original language. But you don't have to worry because on the platform where it actually is available, they do have translations and subtitles available. So regarding that, you don't have to worry. I want to say I have been anticipating to watch this movie for a good amount of time, but I just never got the opportunity to do so. But I finally got it. I have to point out a quick, very important points. Amazing quality. The movie was a little bit slow, but amazing quality, good acting, and I also feel like the chemistry between the two women was definitely for me a strong 8 out of a 10. I like the way, they could just make and fire up this movie and take it to a whole nother level. So yes, let's get into it and discuss everything and just talk about everything that happened during the movie. First and foremost, we're gonna start off with Laura. Laura is the main character. She is the thief in charge of basically selling a list of to a wealthy criminal. She also faces a lot of trauma because she saw her parents actually get eliminated in front of her when she was a kid. She still faces a lot of pain and thinks about, the tragic moment a lot. And that's basically the moment that formed her on who she actually became, to be this person that she never thought she would, but life took her to this path. And, and basically had no other option to become who she became. And then we have Max. Max is a policewoman that has a very interesting personality. She is very cold, but also at the same time very loving. She is a mother of a young daughter and also goes through her own battles on a personal level. She also always tries to protect women as much as she can and basically keep them from harm. She gets hired by a former criminal boss to get the list that Laura wants to sell, so she has to go under detective mode. Like I said, the movie follows Laura, who faces her ultimate challenge when relentless policewoman Maxime investigates her. This back and forwards turn into a dangerous and passionate cat and mouse game. And at the same time, the criminal is actually set out to eliminate them both. So imagine you two are here trying to figure out how you all gonna take each other down, while at the same time there's another person who is trying to eliminate both of y'all. So yes, there's a whole lot that actually goes on this movie. And yes, the movie is basically called Steal Her Breath. Yes, Steal Her Breath. This is the English translation. I don't know what is the German translation, but if you guys know it, please drop it down below in the comments. Yes, so that's basically the plot of the movie. And in this case, Laura and Max, they are the main characters. So at the beginning of the movie, you can actually see that Max, she was in her own zone, doing her own thing. She just was craving love and intimacy as well. Because at the beginning of the movie, it was made very clear. At the same time, you can also see on the other hand, we have Max who's just, very heartbroken and just always crying and emotional regarding obviously the situation that happened to her parents, and now she's determined to sell this list so she can get all the money she can get in order, just to disappear and do her. And at the other hand, you also have, in this case, how can I say, Max, who also is going through a very, how can we say, troubled, journey as a police officer because of certain circumstances and situations that she was getting herself into, that her can also, stop being a policewoman because, of her behavior and actions that she had, while she was or is still a police officer. So there's also something, that's also like, in her head a lot because the only thing she knows right now after she left her past life behind was to be a police officer. So the two basically meet, in a hotel lobby where in this case Maxia was, under investigation to take photos of the person who's in charge of selling the list. At the beginning, she didn't actually know it was Laura. So when she actually saw that it was Laura, like something in her eyes just lightened up. She was immediately attracted to her. Obviously, Laura saw that Max was following her. So later she went to a bar, and while she was at the bar, she and Laura, in this case, she and Max, they had this interaction with one another. And I can basically say that it was very, very, very much automatic. You can just immediately feel the chemistry between the two, how they came together, like the tension, the looking, everything was giving. So later, Laura gave her this card, for her to basically go up to the hotel room where she was staying at. Max, at the beginning, she was hesitating, but later on, she have decided to take on, that invitation. She went to the room, and when she got to the room, obviously, at the beginning, I didn't know if they would actually hook up, but they actually end up hooking up, but they go through a whole process in order to get to that level of them actually hooking up, because you can actually see that Laura, she didn't want to do it, but she did want to do it, but she didn't know how to do it because she didn't want to be vulnerable, because she knew she was on a mission to avoid, Max, basically bringing her plan down. At the same time, you can see that Max was very vulnerable. She did want to get intimate in this case with Laura, but also at the same time, she didn't want to also break character, because she knows she's under task of getting a job done. But they couldn't resist one another, and it actually ended up happening. They end up sharing this very intense back and forward intimate moment with one another that was just amazing in my personal opinion. So after they had that whole moment, you can basically see that Max, she goes, to the living room, she has a drink, but she doesn't realize that actually Laura had that drink prepared before she actually came to the room. And in this case, Max took the drink, and she wasn't like in the drink. What was inside of the drink was a substance that basically paralyzed her body, but doesn't eliminate her, just for Laura to have enough time to go get the job done, so that Max doesn't intervene in her job. So basically, you can see that, Laura, she takes Max to the room and puts her on the bed while she goes ahead and go handle her business. And obviously, Max was very upset because she don't understand how she actually fell for it, how she actually fell for the fact that she knew she was sleeping with the enemy, and she thought everything was cute and sweet, but then she actually ends up, not being able to complete her task. And Laura was very determined to complete her task. So later on, the eliminator that were basically behind them came in the picture. He tried to eliminate them, but obviously he failed. And you can also see that Laura was trying to eliminate him, and then Max also was like went and intervened and stopped her from doing it, because she didn't want, Laura to have, that crime on her hands. And later on, someone else that actually works with Max, that hired her to get the job done, eliminated him. So, everything was good at that point. Then later on, you can see that Laura actually ends up separating herself from Max, because she knew that she was falling for Max. And even though they even just knew each other for one night, imagine all of this happened throughout one night, like one night. The first hour of them meeting each other face to face was the first hour they actually hooked up. So that is a whole nother conversation. So yes, then they spend some time apart. Obviously, all of them go back to their realities, but you can just see that Laura was very like emotional, basically missing Max. And at the end, you can see them coming together and just, reuniting and deciding to live this love story that happened so unexpectedly. And yes, they do have a pretty, pretty beautiful ending. And yes, my personal opinion on this movie was like the quality was good, the chemistry was good. The movie was a little bit slow, but I do like the connection that the two had. So you guys can go ahead and go watch it on Tubi. It's available on Tubi, Movie, Prime Video, Roku, and I think Apple TV as well, if I'm not mistaken. And I will basically rate this movie a strong 7 out of now. I would rate the movie a 5 out of a 10 in general, but the chemistry of the two, I would basically rate it a strong 8 out of a 10. So yes, guys, this is my review on Still Her Breath. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and thank you so much for watching. Until the next video, and goodbye.